Hello, this is your EFB team with your tip of the day video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about cellular data. So the company provides cellular data in EFB 2.0, unlike 1.0 where we had no cellular data. It's intended for business use, but it is open for light personal use if you want to check emails or do a little bit of light surfing on the internet. We do ask that you don't stream services like Hulu or Netflix or something like that and use up all the data. And you should update all your EFB applications like Jepson My Mobile and things like that on Wi-Fi at the crew base, or your home. But the cellular is there for if your app, if you have to reload your app and you need to download all your documents, the cellular is there for that. Now let's talk about the data caps. There is pooled data across all 9,000 some pilots, and it's 2 gigabytes per pilot is the limit. Each pilot also gets 30 megabytes of international data. Now, that sounds very small, but when we pool that, it's 270 gigs a month. And that's limited to our countries that are on our C70 operational airport list, so for normal, alternate, and diversion airports, not Europe. So we limit the international data to the operational airports that we operate in on our C70 list for our normal, alternate, and diversion airports. And those are the rates that we've negotiated. International data in foreign countries such as France, Germany, Asia, different places like that are far higher. So we have rules that if the cellular is used in those countries, it'll automatically deactivate to protect our data. Like I said, if you do fly out of the country, if you go to Europe and the cellular connects, it's going to deactivate the card. And that's pretty easy. If you just email us at efb@winco, we can reactivate that. So looking at the cellular settings here, you'll see a manage AT&T account. And if you bring that up, you'll notice that it says SIM is invalid. Please use a different SIM. That's a very confusing message. It's giving it as an invalid SIM, meaning that the SIM card that is installed in the iPad is managed by Southwest Airlines, meaning you can't make any changes to it. So that is a totally appropriate message, even though it is confusing. So when you see that, don't think there's something wrong with your iPad. Now getting into, can you take the Southwest SIM card out of the iPad and put in your own? No, you cannot. That SIM tray that the card goes into is protected by AirWatch, and it's authorized to use the card that we provide. However, these are iPad Pros, so they have embedded in the hardware an Apple SIM where you can add your own plan to it. You can see I've added a T-Mobile plan and a GigSky plan. You can hit Add Plan. The only problem with this is currently there is a problem with adding a personal AT&T plan that is in conflict with the AT&T plan that we provide via the card. So if you're an AT&T customer, that's probably not going to work. And we're working with Apple and AT&T to fix that now. Here is a way for you to see what your current usage is. You should know that the billing starts on the 19th of the month, so you can scroll all the way down to the bottom and you can reset those statistics. That'll reset that data usage amount right here. So that's one way for you to monitor how much data you've used. You do get an email at 1 gig and at 2 gigs when you're using up your data, so that'll be something too. You might also want to go down this list and just turn on what applications are actually going to use the company's cellular. Because one of the things that we notice is that you'll go to the hotel, you'll be connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, but maybe the hotel Wi-Fi drops off, and then all of a sudden all of the apps that you normally use are using cellular, and you'll chew up your data. So it's kind of good to go through this list and make some selective decisions on what apps should use cellular. But I'd almost advise you to turn this off as well. It's Wi-Fi assist. It means the cellular is going to kick in if the Wi-Fi is kind of a poor quality. That can use up your data too. And maybe even click off iCloud Drive. If you do use it for any personal use, that could chew up a lot of data as well. You'll see that up at the top it says AT&T and there's a Wi-Fi signal there. If I turn off the Wi-Fi signal, I should see LTE. If you only see 4G, make sure you go to the cellular data options and make sure that LTE is turned on. If it is turned on and you only see 4G up here, you can go to My Mobile 365 and fill out a form about no LTE and we'll ship you a new card. I know that was a lot about cellular. Hopefully it'll answer a few questions. The next time you're in the training center, stop by B Central and say hello.